So now that we have our system set up to where we can, purchase a wall weapon, have it be equipped, all that kind of stuff, we want to start working on the actual cost. So this way we can, purchase the barricade if we have enough points, purchase a wall weapon if we have enough points, and every purchase will reduce the amount of points we have. So to do this, we can close everything out, and the first thing we need is going to be the points attribute set. Well, not a points attribute set, but more so a player attribute set that is going to kind of have everything that, the player needs regarding attributes. So we can go to gas and make a new Unreal class under the attributes folder that we need to make. Then we want a U attribute set, and let's just call this the player attributes, or player attribute set, rather. So this will contain, like our health, probably stamina. Let's see, what else? Points, headshots, that kind of stuff, basically. So let's press OK. Make a public section. And like before, we need to bring in the macros. So to save ourselves some headache, let's go to our weapon module and go to its attribute set. So we can just copy and paste. Don't forget to tab them over. Actually, I don't know if that's needed. I know this defines a new line and such, but meh. We can go ahead and copy the U property and change it to the category to player attribute set. And this reminds me with the category, with the wall weapon, we go to the data asset. One of the things that I forgot to do is, no, actually, I guess I already did it, was for the category of, one of them was showing barricade. Oh, no, that was in project setting. Maybe not. Whatever. I'm getting distracted. So once we have that, we just need to define our attribute accessors, and then make the on rep. So we need a F gameplay attribute data. And this one is going to be our, let's just do points. So we'll have on rep points. Then we can have our attribute accessors, U player attribute set, and points for the variable. Now we just need to include the ability system component so it satisfies that, and we are good to go. We just want our get lifetime replicated props and our corresponding onRep points. So U function void onRep points. So let's create the get lifetime replicated props and onRep points. So inside of here, we have a UE underscore gameplay. Actually, what was it? It's a gameplay attribute rep notify. So gameplay attribute rep notify takes the class, so U player attribute set, then the property name, which is points, and then the old value, which will be old value. So we need to make that as a parameter. So let's grab the old value. So const f gameplay attribute data old value. Make that the parameter, and we have our old value. So next up, we need to do rep lifetime condition notify, do rep lifetime condition notify. So we include net Unreal Network. Then we have the class, which is U player attribute set, the variable, which is points, then the replication condition, which is condition underscore, we're going to have none, and the rep notify condition, which is E rep notify, we're going to do rep notify always. So that way, even if the value is different, we're still going to fire the corresponding on rep. So now that we have that, we have our points. We want to go ahead and add this attribute set by default to our player pawn. So we're going to do this inside of the player state because we're always going to have it. So here's our ability system component. We have we have a firearm attribute set. Are we actually setting that somewhere? Oh, yeah, I guess we are. For some reason, I was thinking we were adding that dynamically. But anyways, we're going to have a U property, T object pointer to our attribute set. So U player attribute set forward declare player attribute set. So we forward declare it. I'm going to organize this a tiny bit. Now in the constructor here, we do create default subobject of U player attribute set text player attribute set. So here's our attribute set. And we are good to go. So we should now have our points attribute. Now we're going to want to set up some way to initialize it, set up a cost, all that kind of stuff. But for now, we are pretty much in a good spot. So one thing that I do want to do is also go ahead and set up the view model so that way we can very easily display our points on the screen. So actually, I think we did that as well in the player state, didn't we? Yeah, so here's our view model interaction message. We're basically going to be doing the same thing, but for, well, our player stats. So we can go to UI, view models, create a new MVVM. It's, what is it called? Yeah, here it is, UMVVM, view model base, and call this view model underscore. Let's do player. Yeah, we'll just do player stats. I guess that's a sufficient name. And basically this will house our points, headshots, downs, kills, revives, etc. So we can close out of that. And we basically want to go ahead and create it. So let's make a U property, T object pointer of U view model player stats. Go ahead and forward declare. And this will be our view model player stats. To keep the naming consistent with how we're doing it, then we're good to go here. So let's see. Here we have our get view model interaction. So we're going to create another one of these. So U function, blueprint pure, category equals view model, player stats. Actually, this is named wrong. So that says player state. We need player stats. So this will return a U view model player stats. Call it get view model player stats. Create the definition, and if the view model player stats is invalid, we want to create it. Otherwise, we simply return the player stats. So view model player stats equals new object U view model player stats. So we're mimicking what we're doing with the interaction message. So make sure we have it included like so, and we should be good to go. So pretty much when the HUD, I guess, is ready, we're going to go ahead and fetch that view model and all that kind of stuff. So now that we have our view model, let's go back. So I'm actually kind of curious how we're doing this. Okay, so we just have our setter. So that's all we're doing. So never mind. I thought we were doing some binding to ability stuff, but we're not. So inside of the view model player stats, let's go ahead and make a public section and have our first U property. So this will be, let's do blueprint read only, field notify. We need a setter, a getter, and a category to equal view model player stats. So I think this is the kind of category scheme that I'm following there. So view model, interaction, message. So that is correct. And we're going to have a float points. And we're just going to set it to 0 by default. So now we want a void set points. Yes, let's name it the exact same. So we'll just do new value. And we'll have a float get points, which returns points. So set points, we're going to use the, UE5 set property value. So UE5 set property value, member name being points, and new value being the value. So that takes care of our setter and our getter. So the only thing left is to actually go through and pretty much bind it to an ability. Well, sorry, not to an ability, to an attribute changing. So we're going to have a public function up here. And let's do void initialize with ability system. And this will take in a U ability system component for declare and just call it ability system component. So let's generate the definition, go back to our player state where we have our getter here. And when we create it, we want to grab the view model player stats and call the initialize with ability system and just pass in the ability system component like so. So we create the view model, we initialize it with our ability system component. And basically inside of here, we're just going to bind to attributes. So we can grab the ability system component. And if we search for change, we have something about a attribute changing. I cannot remember it off the top of my head. So what was it? Let's see, attribute aggregator dirty. That's not that far off. So let's see. Get attributes, bond attributes, gameplay attribute value, register gameplay attribute event. So register for when an attribute value changes should be replicated by, or should be replaced by, get gameplay attribute value change delegate. So we need this. So get gameplay attribute value change delegate. Then the attribute, which in our case will be the U player attribute set, get points attribute. So let's fix up the includes. And we want to add a U object. So this being the user object, and then the function being U view model, player stats. Let's do on attribute changed. So we need to make this function here. So I'm going to make a protected section and do void on attribute changed. So now we just need to see the parameters. So let's go to this return here, go to the delegate, and it takes in a const f on attribute change delegate, or sorry, change data. So on attribute change data, attribute change data. And we can forward declare the on attribute change data. So let's make the definition. And I'm actually going to move this to the top. And we are good to go. So anytime our points fire, our points change, this here will actually be called. So what we can do is if attribute change data dot attribute equals the U player attribute set get points attribute, we know that we are on the points. So the points have changed, at which point we call set points. So we call set points and we pass in the new value, which is attribute change data dot new value. It's really that simple. So now anytime we have additional attributes we want to modify or respond to, we can just listen for them here and set them here. We don't have to do really any more work. So let's go ahead, build, make sure we can compile. Okay, so we have some errors on, oh, I have a double quote. So let's remove one of those and build. Okay, so we built successfully. So now that we have that, we are in a good spot. So I'm going to end the video here because we have just about everything we need to start testing. So in the next video, we're going to set up the UI to utilize the points. Well, where am I at? The points view model here. So our player stats view model with the points, well, variable. So that is going to be all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series. And that's twice now I've screwed that up.